Hello, good morning, students. Today we are starting with the topic that is World War I, 1914 to 1918. In this topic, we will do the following subtopics. They are the causes of the war, the results of the war, Treaty of Versailles, territorial rearrangement, and formation of League of Nations. Students, firstly, we will do why this war is known as World War. The reason for this are following. Number one, it was fought on a worldwide scale, means fought in more than 3 continents, that is Asia, Africa, and Europe. Number two, it influenced most of the countries whether they participated in it or not. It was fought on all levels, that is land, in the air, on the sea, and under the sea. Number four, new methods of destruction and defense were used in it. Student, tank was used for the first time in the World War I. Number five, it brought a great disaster and also sowed the seeds of more disaster, that is World War II. Now we'll start with the causes of the war. The first cause of the war is militant nationalism. This was an era of aggressive nationalism. Each nation thought about one's own country and hardly cared about others. During this period, German Emperor Kaiser William II proclaimed Germany is going to be the leader of the world. So he wanted to create a vast German empire. A war was fought between France and Germany, who were old rivals, known as Franco-Prussian War, in which Germany defeated France and snatched 2 important places of France. They were Alsace and Lorraine, which France always dreamed to get back. Number two cause of the war was armament race. During this period, most of the countries were accumulating war weapons in order to protect the colonies in Asia and Africa. Germany also jumped into this race and started strengthening its navy and dug the Kiel Canal so deep so that it can give shelter to its warships. England asked Germany not to make such naval preparation because England had the most superior navy at that time. But Germany did not bother, and this resulted in a race for armament between two rival camps. Student, please remember, when one country was making war weapons, the other countries were forced to do so. And number three cause of the war was division of Europe into two armed camps. In 1879, Germany and Austria-Hungary signed an agreement. In case of enemy attack, they will help each other. 3 years later, Italy also joined them, known as Triple Alliances, consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. On the other side, England, France, Russia also made an understanding between them that they will help each other in case of enemy attack, known as Triple Entente. Later, Japan joined Triple Entente and Turkey joined Triple Alliances. So, Europe split into two armed camps resulted in World War I. The fourth cause of the war was the immediate cause of the war. Student, here we must remember in one line what was the immediate cause of the war. That was Sarajevo crisis. The gunpowder of the war was getting ready since long in Europe, but the murder of the Crown Prince of Austria, Archduke Francis Ferdinand, along with his wife Sophie, set the whole of Europe ablaze. The prince was murdered in the Bosnian capital Sarajevo on 28 June 1914. Here we must understand Bosnia was annexed by Austria-Hungary in 1908, but Bosnia wanted to go under Serbia. The murderer was a 19-year-old student named Gabrielo Princip, Serb by origin. So Austria blamed Serbia for the murder and given an ultimatum. Serbia refused to comply with the terms of the ultimatum. So Austria declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. France and Russia came to the help of Serbia. all this, Germany declared war against Russia. England wanted to stay isolated, but when Germany attacked Belgium, a neutral country, England was compelled to join the war in order to safeguard the neutrality of Belgium. So, student, you see, on one side there was Serbia, Russia, France, Britain, Italy, and America, known as allies, and other side Germany, Austria, Hungary, Turkey, known as Central Powers. Now, we will do the results of the war. The World War I came to an end on 11th November 1918. The victorious countries, that is, allies, forced the defeated countries to sign the treaties. The most humiliating was between Germany and the victorious countries, that is Treaty of Versailles, which was forced on Germany by the President of America, that is Woodrow Wilson, Prime Minister of England, Lloyd George, and the President of France, that is M. Clement Shaw. Now, what was the provision or in terms of Treaty of Versailles? Number one, the Germany was held guilty for the war. So Germany had to pay huge war indemnity, that is $33 billion. Student, here you must remember what was the amount paid by Germany as war indemnity. That was $33 billion. Germany had to demilitarize Rhine Valley area. Germany was told not to keep any army on the either side of Rhine Valley. Number 3 is Germany had to supply huge quantity of coal to France, Italy, and Belgium. Number 4, German army was restricted to 1 lakh soldiers, 36 ships, 15,000 naval personnel, no air force, and submarines were banned. Number 5, in fact, Germany lost all her overseas possessions to the victorious countries. Number 6 is Germany had to give back Alsace and Lorraine to France, Ukraine and Malmedy to Belgium. Number 7, Poland got back all her lost territories after the war. Number next is the fate of Schleswig was decided through plebiscite. People were asked, where do you want to go? People voted for their areas. Thus, we can see the terms of treaty were very humiliating. Germany always wanted to take a revenge. It had far-reaching effects. It led to the rise of Nazism in Germany under Hitler and plunged the world into the Second World War. So I must tell you, the seeds of the Second World War was sown itself in the First World War by enforcing the Treaty of Versailles on Germany. Students, let's see what was the territorial rearrangement made after the war. Austria-Hungary broken up into 2 separate kingdoms of Austria and Hungary. Poland got back her independence. The autocratic monarchies in Germany and Russia came to an end. Finally, let's see which organization was set up after the World War I to maintain world peace. That was League of Nations. It was founded in 1920 with its headquarters at Geneva by the President of America, Woodrow Wilson. It had 6 organs. What were the objectives of League of Nations? Number 1 is to maintain world peace and security. Number 2, formulate plans to reduce arms race. Number 3, to preserve the territorial integrity and political independence of all members of the League. Number 4 is to develop friendly relations amongst the country. So students, let's evaluate whether League was a success or a failure. When the World War I came to an end, the world had a sigh of relief. But it was not known that in a period of less than 20 years, even another war will start which would be more disastrous than the first one. The League of Nations failed to check the aggression of Adolf Hitler in Germany and Mussolini in Italy. So let's conclude. We have what we have done during the course of this chapter. Students, please remember, we have done the various causes of the war. Then we have done which was the treaty and forced in Germany caused the Second World War. We have done what were the territorial rearrangement made after the war, and which peace organization was set up after the World War I to maintain world peace. So, I hope I made myself clear to all of you. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay healthy.